Hey guys, it's Emma from MoviusMakes. Today I wanted to go over Etsy versus your own website and what option might be the best for you. I've been selling my art online since 2020. I started by using Etsy, and then a year ago I built my own website. Let's start with talking about selling on Etsy. Number one, Etsy has a huge audience. Etsy gives you a huge audience of potential buyers that are specifically on Etsy looking for unique and handmade gifts. This means you don't have to work as hard to get traffic to your shop. With this though comes the huge disadvantage of having a large amount of competition. Standing out and getting traffic to your shop can be challenging. Not to mention that when you're looking at a product from your shop, down below underneath it will say recommended and will have products from other shops. To get more traffic to your shop, Etsy does offer Etsy ads. With Etsy ads, you can choose a budget of $1 to $25 per day, and they only charge you per click. Etsy will use its own data insights to optimize your advertising and extend the reach of your ads within Etsy to reach people with a higher intent of purchasing. This is great for beginners because you don't have to do customer research and it's super simple to set up. Number two, Etsy is user-friendly and great for beginners. It is super easy to set up your shop and manage your listings. Etsy also has a large number of resources on Etsy Help to help you set up your shop and also optimize your listings for Etsy search. You also have the ability to buy shipping labels through Etsy, which helps ease a lot of the stress of being new to shipping out orders. When it comes to customization, Etsy does offer you a little bit. They let you have a banner at the top of your shop, and they also let you include a bio when you scroll down on your shop with some images. Although there is a little bit of customization, it is very limited as compared to your own website. It can also be very challenging to have your own brand within the constraints of the Etsy platform. Number three, Etsy handles payments and security. Because Etsy handles the transactions, you don't have to set up a separate payment gateway. You can be ensured that the payments through Etsy are both safe and secure for you and your customers. Being on the discussion of payments, a huge problem I have with Etsy is their amounts of fees. Listing fees, transaction fees, and processing fees. All of these fees can really eat into your profits, especially if you're making a very large number of sales. Here is a list of the specific fees. There's a 20-cent fee per listing every 4 months. Etsy charges you 6.5% of your total order amount, which includes the cost of shipping. The payment processing fee varies per country, but here in the United States, it is 3% of the sale price plus a 25-cent fee. Etsy also automatically advertises your products through their off-site ads, which is at no cost for you unless someone purchases from clicking on that ad, and then it will charge you a 15% fee, which is pretty big. Also, with the offsite ads, this doesn't have to be a direct purchase from the ad. They will charge you the 15% fee if they buy any product from your shop within 30 days of clicking on the offsite ad. You can disable this feature, however, you just have to go to your shop manager settings and disable it. Number four, Etsy controls a huge aspect of your business. This can be a huge advantage to using Etsy if you want a more passive role in your business. Although you don't have to put in much work, you are reliant on the platform's traffic and algorithm for exposure and sales. If Etsy decides to change the search algorithm, it can drastically change your visibility. You are also subject to Etsy's terms and policies, meaning that you have less control over the features and functionality of your shop, and that Etsy can change their policies, fees, and algorithms at any time, potentially impacting your business. Etsy also gives you very limited customer data access, which limits your ability to build a comprehensive customer database for future marketing unless you specifically use their own Etsy ads campaign. Let's move on to selling your art on your very own website. There are a lot of different platforms that you can use to host your website, but that will be a video for another day. I use WordPress as my host, and I sell my products through WooCommerce. These aspects of having a website apply to most hosts though. Number one, you get full control of branding. Having your own website gives you complete control over your own design, layout, and branding of your online store. You can create a unique and personalized experience for your customers, reflecting reflecting your artistic style. You have the freedom to customize every aspect, including product categories, pricing, and shipping options. With having a website though, there is a need for a little bit of technical knowledge. There are website related tasks like design, updates, and troubleshooting. Lucky for me, my partner is very good with computers, so they can help me with this. I did invest a lot of time in watching YouTube videos though, and taking a course in order to learn to build my website. Number 2, you can build a personal connection with customers. Your website allows you to establish a deeper connection with your audience. You can share your story, artistic process, and inspiration through blog posts, videos, and on an about page. You can also have pictures of yourself so people can see the face behind the art. This will foster a sense of personal connection and trust. You can also have an online portfolio, which is very beneficial if you are wanting clients to see your potential artwork. For example, I want to illustrate a children's book, so an author could potentially go look at my portfolio and see my art style and decide if they would like that in their book. Number 3, you can avoid marketplace fees. While Etsy charges listing fees, transaction fees, and a percentage of each sale, having your own website eliminates these extra costs. You can keep more of your earnings and have greater control over your prices. Of course, setting up and maintaining a website does require an initial investment in terms of domain and registration, hosting fees, website design, and development. For my personal business, my website fees are a lot lower than Etsy fees. Handling payment processing and security measurements on your website requires additional setup and potentially higher costs than using a built-in payment processing system like Etsy. You'll need to integrate secure payment gateways and implement security measures to protect customer information, which can be kind of scary. Since I listed Etsy's fees, I will also share how much it costs to have my website. Through WooCommerce, I have to pay a 2.9% plus 30-cent fee per transaction. Once a year, I have to pay a $180 subscription fee for using WordPress Pro, and then I also have to pay an additional $19 for my domain name. There are more upfront costs, but no listing fees and a lot less transaction and processing fees. Number 4, you are in charge of getting your own traffic. Compared to Etsy, your website may have less discoverability, especially if you're just starting out. For me, I rely on my social media platforms to bring traffic to my website. The number of visitors I get to my website each day reflects on how active I am in the artist community on social media and how many views that my videos get. They are in direct correlation with one another. This can work to your advantage if you have a very large audience, but if you're just getting started and don't have much of a following, it can be difficult to get people to your website through social media. There are other options like search engine optimization and advertising, but those also will require lots of time and effort into researching, whereas on Etsy, they bring traffic to your shop even when you aren't actively trying to do so. If I'm being lazy on social media, my website will directly represent that, whereas on Etsy, I will still be getting traffic even if I'm not doing anything. So, which option is better for you? Well, it depends on your specific goals and circumstances. Consider the following factors when you make your decision. Or you can be like me and have both. Number 1, your target audience. Think about your target audience and where they're most likely to shop. If your target customers are already active on Etsy, it might be the right platform for you. Alternatively, if you have a very strong following and want more control over your brand, a website might be a better fit. Number 2 is time and effort. Setting up your own website requires more time and effort, both from creating it and driving traffic to it. If you're willing to invest in building your online presence and you have the resources to market your website effectively, it can pay off in the long run. If you want to take a more passive approach, then you can use Etsy for your business. Number 3 is your long-term goals. Consider your long-term goals as an artist. For me, I want to have a community and a connection with my customers, so having a website is important to me to build that art family. As we wrap up, remember there's no one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to selling art online. It's essential to evaluate your goals, target audience, and resources to make the best decision for you. I hope that this comparison has provided you with valuable insight to make your choice. Whichever path you choose, I wish you luck in your art journey. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!